Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Bahasham, Barakahak Barakatum. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule and teach well. In peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. This is the brother Ra'aya with another video, and I'm going to start it off in Revelation chapter 13, verses 11 to 14. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him. And that other beast coming up out of the earth, exercising all the power of the first beast before him, are those iron toes mixed with miry clay, in Daniel chapter 2, which is a continuation of those legs made of iron in Daniel chapter 2, which was the ancient pagan Edomite Roman Empire. Those iron toes mixed with miry clay, which this other beast is the reincarnated Roman Empire, this NATO EU system that the U.S. is a part of and is at the head of, which is also ruled by the biblical Edomites, known as these so-called white people today, and it had its beginnings in the Renaissance when these Edomites started coming back into power. And those two horns like a lamb that spake as a dragon is talking about these different political parties that you see a lot of these Western nations in this beast system have, especially in the United States of America, with your Republicans and your Democrats. Back in ancient Rome, what did you have? The plebeians and the patricians. And you have these parties always promising to the people that if you vote for us, we're going to give you a better life. But ultimately, those horns like a lamb are attached to that dragon. These politicians get their marching orders from the elites, like your Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, and they're on board with that NW0 GREATRESET, that fourth industrial revolution agenda that these elites want to bring about. These harsh, draconian measures that are going to have you perfectly locked down in this system. And causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire to come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And what should come to mind are those two atomic bombs that were dropped on Nagasaki and Hiroshima during World War II. Fire coming down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And that was a very great wonder, because up until that point, nobody had ever seen anything like that before. And when America, which is a part of this beast system, dropped those bombs on Nagasaki and Hiroshima, nobody wanted smoke with the U.S. and were willing to follow after whatever the U.S. said to do. Verse 14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword, and did live, back in verse 12, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast. These other nations following after the ways of these Western nations, having democracies in their countries with political systems where the people can vote for their leaders, and following after a lot of the same medical and scientific practices after these Western countries, using those Latin terms that are used in these different scientific and medical practices, and then what? Wearing business suits and shaving their faces, because that's seen as the standard of professionalism in the world. And in order to become a pilot, you have to know how to speak English. But where it says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, those miracles go into a lot of things. Back in verse 13, that great wonder, that fire that came down from heaven unto the earth and into the sight of men, that deceived the people into following after these Edomites, because once they saw that great power, they thought, look, we don't want to mess with these people. Hey, let's follow after them and make allegiances with them. Maybe we'll be able to share in that same power. And those miracles can also go into these scientific, medical, and technological advancements that the Most High has allowed these Edomites to push onto the earth. Planes, cars, satellites, computers, cell phones, this modern medical system and pharmaceuticals, etc., deceiving these people into thinking that these Edomites have all the right answers and they've made life better for everybody, so we should naturally follow after them, then making an image to that beast. But in this video, I'm going to go into an article on firstpost.com to show yet another miracle that these Edomites are going to come with to further deceive the people on the world into following after this beast system. But the title of the article is Biotech Firm Beats Elon Musk's Neuralink Has Implanted, and I'm going to have to speak in codes due to YouTube's algorithms, BRAINCHIPS's in 50 people for ailments. An American biotech company has already beaten Elon Musk's Neuralink by implanting their BCIs, brain-computer interfaces, in over 50 people and curing various ailments and disabilities. Hey, those miracles to deceive the people which dwell on the earth. Neuralink, meanwhile, is still waiting for FDA approval to start testing on humans. And as we'll see in this article, this biotech firm is talking about how their BCIs in the future will allow the blind to see, the deaf to hear, and the paralyzed to have some form of movement again. And when you see something like that, and you're not a spiritual person at all, which is another thing that this Edomite has pushed onto the earth ever since he came into power, that we live in a world where this is all there is. There is no afterlife. There is no God. Hey, we're gonna advance civilization and life by science and technology. If you're living with that mindset, then if you see these people at the top with all these great medical, technological, and scientific wonders that they brought to the earth, you would naturally want to follow after them and be a part of their system so you can live at what? The pinnacle of advancement, so to speak. So we can easily see how these elites that are at the head of the system are deceiving these people into following after this very same system. And this further goes into 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 3-4, because these Edomites have a God complex. They want to show themselves as the Most High and push the Most High and his Son, whose names are Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, out of the way, so the people of the earth will worship this Edomite as God. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 3-4. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, which is Esau Edom, these so-called white people out here, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, pushing the theory of evolution out there, pushing believing in the scientific method out there, heavily pushing atheism out there. Because if you look at these different civilizations throughout history, they had some form of spirituality to them. They had their pantheon of gods and believed that there was some form of higher power. But when this Edomite came into power, really during his last leg, beginning with the Renaissance, you saw this heavy push towards believing in the science, which science simply means to know. You have a knowledge of something, but pushing forward this theory of evolution, the Big Bang, which when you look into the origins of the Big Bang, it actually goes back to ancient Babylon and just this atheistic, godless society, this survival of the fittest society, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High or that is worshipped. so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, shewing himself that he is the Most High. And he began doing this with the Renaissance. When those Edomites came back into power, they covered over the dark images of the Most High and his Son, the saints, the angels, and the Israelites, who had the appearance of so-called Negroes. They made them look like Edomites. And then as time progressed, with his medical, scientific, and technological miracles, he's trying to sit in the seat of the Most High, showing himself as the Most High, saying, look, we don't need a higher power. There is no higher power. All these talks of spirituality, or in the Bible, where the Son of the Most High, the Messiah, calls the blind to see, the deaf to hear, or the paralyzed to walk. Look, instead of you reading about it and praying for it, we can actually do it with scientific technology. Point blank, period. While Elon Musk and the people at Neuralink are trying to get FDA approval to test their Neuralink BCIs on people and get them approved for medical uses, a biotech in Utah seems to have beaten them to the goal quite handsomely and has already implanted BCIs in dozens of patients. BlackRock Neurotech, headquartered in Salt Lake City, aspires to cure physical disability, blindness, deafness, and depression, who want to sit in the seat of the Most High, in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. We can do the very same miracles that the Son of God did in the scriptures. But look, we're actually showing it to you in real time. We're not just speculating that we can do it like that fairy tale book says that the Son of the Most High did. The Neuroport Array chip enables individuals to control robotic limbs and wheelchairs, play video games, and even sense feelings. It works by using nearly 100 microneedles that attach to the brain and read electrical signals produced by someone's thoughts. More than 36 people have so far received it. The device was first implanted in a human in 2004. Company leaders hope to bring it to the market soon, announcing in 2021 they aimed for the next year. We are the only business with direct brain BCI implants in humans, said Marcus Gerhardt, co-founder of BlackRock. With simply their brain impulses, our implanted arrays have enabled patients to link directly to computers, control robotic limbs and wheelchairs, play video games, and even restore feeling. BlackRock's approach employs an implanted microchip with 96 arrays, which are little needle-shaped brain C-hips capable of reading and stimulating electrical impulses. It may be put anywhere on the surface of the brain. Multiple devices can be implanted in the brain of the same person. The device monitors electrical impulses created by the wearer's thoughts after implantation. These signals are decoded by machine learning software into digital commands such as cursor movements, which may be utilized to operate prosthesis and computer equipment. This can assist someone in drawing with a robotic arm, utilizing computer programs, or controlling a wheelchair or prosthetic limb. However, the company is now seeking FDA approval for devices designed for use outside of the lab, such as those used by people with paralysis at home. We are pursuing regulatory clearance of the world's first ever BCI built particularly for at-home use. Move again, Gerhard added. This medical technology intends to improve patients with paralysis, freedom and movement, and ultimately the quality of life. I'd say with this article, you get the point. But hey, this is clearly an example of those miracles which this beast system is using to deceive those that dwell on the earth, to make an image to the beast and follow after the beast. And also this devil, Esau, Edom, the man of sin, the son of perdition, trying to X out the Most High and his son and shew himself as the Most High, saying, look, those miracles you read about in the scriptures, we've made them a reality through science, through technology, through medical advancement. Like that devil Noah Yuval Harari said, we don't need the God of the Bible anymore. We're turning man into God through technology. But now I'm going to go to a few examples in the scriptures of the Son of the Most High, whose true name is not Jesus, but Yahushai, performing these miracles, which, hey, everything written in the scriptures is true, performing these miracles that these Edomites are trying to implement and usurp the authority and the power of the Most High and the Son and bring it unto themselves. This is Matthew chapter 9, verses 27 to 30. And when Yahushua departed thence, 2 blind men followed him, crying and saying, Thou son of David, have mercy on us. And when he was come into the house, the blind men came to him, and Yahushua said unto them, Believe ye that I am able to do this? They said unto him, Yea, Lord. Then touched he their eyes, saying, According to your faith be it unto you. And their eyes were opened, and Yahushua straightly charged them, saying, See that no man know it. And back in that article, what did they say? BlackRock Neurotech, headquartered in Salt Lake City, aspires to cure physical disability, blindness, deafness, and depression. So we got blindness right there. And as it says, physical disability, and that the Neuroport Array chip enables individuals to control robotic limbs and wheelchairs, play video games, and even sense feelings. Doing what? Trying to cure paralysis. This is Mark chapter 2. I'm going to start at verse 1. And the header reads, The paralytic healed. And again he entered into Capernaum after some days, and it was noised that he was in the house. Speaking of Yahushua, and straightway many were gathered together, insomuch that there was no room to receive them, no, not so much as about the door. And he preached the word unto them. And they come unto him, bringing one sick of the palsy, someone who was paralyzed and didn't have the use of their legs, which was born of 4. And when they could not come nigh unto him for the press, they uncovered the roof where he was. And when they had broken it up, they let down the bed wherein the sick of the palsy lay. When Yahushua saw their faith, he said unto the sick of the palsy, Son, thy sins be forgiven thee. But there were certain of the scribes sitting there and reasoning in their hearts, Why doth this man thus speak blasphemies? Who can forgive sins but the Most High only? And immediately when Yahushua perceived in his spirit that they so reasoned within themselves, he said unto them, Why reason ye these things in your hearts? Whether is it easier to say to the sick of the palsy, Thy sins be forgiven thee, or to say, Arise and take up thy bed and walk? But that ye may know that the Son of Man hath power on earth to forgive sins, he saith to the sick of the palsy, I say unto thee, Arise and take up thy bed, and go thy way into thine house. And immediately he arose, took up the bed, and went forth before them all, insomuch that they were all amazed, and glorified the Most High, saying, We never saw it on this fashion. Hey, a physical disability, such as paralysis, being healed. Like it said in that article, that a biotech firm, BlackRock, is looking to use their BCIs to heal things such as paralysis, blindness, deafness, etc., etc. Again, those miracles that this beast is coming with to deceive the people on the earth into a not believing the scriptures and not believing in spirituality, but following after him and looking at him as God, back in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 3 to 4, who sitteth in the temple of the Most High, in the seat of the Most High, shewing himself as the Most High. And with talks of these BCIs, these BRAIN hips out here being able to heal physical disabilities, cure depression, and things like that in the future, that's also these elites making that charagma in Revelation chapter 13, verses 16 to 18, which includes that MARK in the hand or the forehead, what Neuralink or what BlackRock is working on. And they've even got another company working on BCIs or brain computer interfaces as well. I'm trying to think what it's called. Well, there's another company out there, but hey, them showing that these that they're able to cure particular ailments out here is making that MARKOFTHEBEAST more appealing to the people out here. So when they fully roll out this system, there won't be much pushback for it, and people will be more readily open to accepting it. But at the end of the day, Esau trying to show himself as the Most High and using his modern day technological, scientific, and medical miracles to do so are all going to fail, because you Edomites are the last heathen nations to rule before the ushering in of the kingdom of heaven under Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai and the true children of Israel, known as the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans today, where the spiritual power of the Most Highness Son, which we read some examples in the New Testament of Yahushai healing the blind and also the paralyzed, are going to be on full display in the kingdom of heaven, giving all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High and not unto men, especially the basest of men, you Edomites. So that's it with this video. And with this video, I hope you sincere Akim and Akwath were edified. Just keep strong. We're almost out of this final wicked captivity of the heathen nations, chiefly of the Edomites. And as always, I'm going to say Abad Babal, Kwam Yasharala, and until next time, Shalom.